Welcome, everybody. We are here to talk about the G2 Gen.G final. We're going to look at ApparentlyJack's point of view for the purposes of YouTube and Twitch and all that stuff. We're doing this live on Thursday morning or Wednesday morning. What day is it? Wednesday. But we're going to split it up into YouTube into two different packs. We're going to do game 1 and 2 in one, and then we'll do games 3 and 4 in another. I can't talk today. Math, hard, count it. So let's just get right into it. Obviously, G2 absolutely destroyed Gen.G. ApparentlyJack didn't have the greatest series. So that's why I think it's more informative to look at his point of view and see what went wrong. And we'll kind of go over it as we go. So let's get into it. We're going to go straight into the Rocket League scene here. I'm just going to open up chat here as well so people can see. But let's just do it. I'm not the greatest with the replay stuff yet, but we're trying to learn. So we're going to just keep on ApparentlyJack, but we might have to go to different views for different angles for certain plays. But let's just do it. So we're on ApparentlyJack. We're starting in game 1. Let's see how it goes. We have name tags off. We don't want that. There we go. So start small here. Just see what's going on. A lot of just big hits away so far. And I think that's one thing I noticed. And I'm going to watch this back through to see what that exactly means. But you can see his player view moving his camera around a lot for vision. But the one thing I did notice was that they just kind of threw the ball away a lot for Gen.G. And when they did that, then G2 can easily just counter it and control all the pressure. ApparentlyJack right now just getting beat to a lot of these balls in this first game. Nothing too crazy yet, so we're not going to worry too much. He doesn't grab that boost and has to get back. Just going to play a little D. Right now, ApparentlyJack's just kind of like not getting any touches on the ball. Maybe he doesn't need to necessarily, but looks a little bit awkward at times. The camera's going to wiggle a lot, but that's just ApparentlyJack's view, so just the way it is. Okay, he's going to move upfield here with Chronic and hope for something. But again, that ball just gets too far away from Chronic there, so they can't really make any plays out of it. Now he's got to go up and contest here, just make Atomic do anything there. He knows he'll have his teammates back a little further. Right there, that's a good read. That's going to hit the crossbar. Doesn't have to dive at it, but I'm going to go back here real quick. So right after this play, both Chronic and First Killer are just not going for this. Oh, this is a play that Chronic is just kind of awkward on that back wall. Has to turn around, and this turns into a great opportunity. That should have honestly been in. If he goes top left corner, that's probably a goal. I don't think First Killer could possibly reach it. ApparentlyJack probably not reaching it either. Okay, ball gets thrown away. A lot of wiggle of cameras. But again, we're trying to see what ApparentlyJack saw throughout this match, so we're just going to keep it at that. A little wall dash to gain some speed. Just looking for demos here. Just hunting. Doesn't really have to do a whole lot there. His teammates are supposed to be there to back up. Again, going for another demo. He does not get it. Peaceful throws it back in the corner. ApparentlyJack's just waiting for maybe a First Killer pass, maybe not. Throws it out mid. But at this point, I'm not sure where Chronic is, honestly. So let's take a look here. Let's bring all this up. Because Chronic, I think ApparentlyJack's expecting Chronic to be up here by this point. So let's go back a little bit here and just see. So Chronic kind of going for demos, kind of going for this boost. There's just no boost anywhere. So Chronic is completely out of this play. I think like ApparentlyJack is expecting Chronic to be a little bit closer. Well, obviously in comms, he probably called that he went all the way back, but that was kind of a wasted opportunity. Like if Chronic right here just grabs some boost pads, like any at all, he can be in that play. He could have easily grabbed like 36 or so, maybe even 48. And been in that play, but instead goes all the way back, and they just kind of lose all pressure there. So, moving on. So Chronic does eventually get into the play, but a little bit late. Right here is a play that ApparentlyJack just kind of gets lost on. This is not necessarily ApparentlyJack's fault. So right here, as soon as Chronic is up in the air, you expect that he's going to get a touch here. So ApparentlyJack moves up because of that. At the same time, I think we got First Killer kind of out of the play, just going for bumps. Let's go over to Chronic here. So Chronic just doesn't do anything. Kind of an odd one. He goes up. He turns to go for the ball, but then I think he realizes he doesn't have enough boost to actually make that touch. But he kind of throws everyone off. So at that same point, like ApparentlyJack has moved forward because of that. Now he's in trouble. He has to go up early and hope to block the angle, but Atomic throws it over his head. This looks like an ApparentlyJack out of position play, but I think it's more so on Chronic there. Because he goes up for that play. I think everyone expects him to get a touch on that. So at least turn it into a 50-50 of some sort. Little Sam kickoff almost with the demos coming out. The Brazilian kickoff, I think it's called, right? Oh, no, I'm sorry. The Spanish kickoff. I don't know. See, again, math and words is hard today. I don't know what's going on. I was like, what is the name of that? I can't remember. Not exactly the same type of kickoff, but... All right, here we go. Let's move on. ApparentlyJack going up here. This is a good idea to just try and win that challenge and try and wedge it into this back right corner is basically what he's trying to do. He's hoping that Beast Mode, I think it was Beast Mode, who's going up, just kind of hits it right into him, and the ball falls into that bottom right corner or top right corner. But it doesn't happen. So we got just a clean rotation here. First killer just trying to make it awkward, and he does. Pretty effective here. Chronic trying to get some bumps. We got ApparentlyJack just bumping Daniel, but didn't get any actual power on the bump itself. And this just turns into everyone going on this play. While it's awkward, it is super awkward, though. I'm going to go and look at Chronic. Like, ApparentlyJack's trying to bump, and it just doesn't work. Chronic's pass is not good enough. And honestly, I don't think he really had the pass anyway. But once ApparentlyJack goes, I think you see something like... He could have brought it up the wall, maybe. But there's really nothing there. And then first killer's kind of just lost. Like, I don't know what to do here. Expecting something. Nothing ever comes. And then first killer just doesn't read the Daniel hit as well. Because he could have jumped for that and just tried to delay. But he doesn't. He turns around and Daniel just beats him to the back net. So just kind of awkward where they all kind of go for an attack on a weird ball that's like on the corner wall that's really not doing anything. So kind of strange there. That's more of like just a team mistake in general. It's kind of awkward to go for that play. Nice kill down by Chronic. Just trying to waste a little bit of time, but they're having a little bit of a hard time just trying to get this ball out. So again, here, what's the point of this? Like, ApparentlyJack, he goes up for this ball. Like, Beast Mode's kind of around, but Beast Mode can't really do a lot here. So if we look back at, I think it's first killer. Oh, no, it's not first killer. He's way, way out of play. Sorry, Chronic. So Chronic has a chance to do a lot here. He actually has first killer open on the wing. So if he can pass this over and hit first killer, then this will probably turn into a pretty decent play. Daniel is turned around at this point. So Daniel would probably contest the first killer pass. But Chronic doesn't have to go for the pass. He could also go for the aerial dribble. But instead, ApparentlyJack just kind of throws his ball away. And now Chronic is already kind of committed. He's like half committed at that point. So he's kind of... He just has to go at this point. And at the same time, a first killer should be rotating out. Yeah, he basically does. He rotates to midfield. But again, they're just getting beat to every single ball right now. Back over to ApparentlyJack. More demos coming out. Like, first killer's been hunting a lot on the back half of the field. Just trying to do anything to make a little bit uncomfortableness for G2. Another goal happens here. Let's look who that was. I believe Chronic. Because Chronic's been on the ball mostly. Because first killer is trying to move up the field a lot. So let's go back just a little bit more. So here we go. So Chronic just got to kill this ball. Kind of makes it awkward. Goes to this aerial dribble play. The ball bumps away and just a little bit unfortunate. But at the same time, could have done a better job to control this. First killer is trying to follow this up in any way he can. But also is not on a great angle. Just kind of following behind the play. Hoping for a 50-50 with Daniel, I assume. And then ApparentlyJack is probably expecting a little bit more. Basically uses most of his boost just to go get some boost. But gets... So he goes for that boost corner because Atomic is trying to pressure him. Trying to go for demos. So it kind of just drives him away from the net. And it's just an unfortunate 50. But those 50s can be corrected. For sure. But that's another goal for G2. And then At this point, as you can see on the bottom bar, it just turns into a lot of defense coming out for Gen.G. So again, here, not a lot of boost in the tank. Actually, he does have a decent amount of boost, but he just throws the ball away again. So ApparentlyJack just feeling some pressure, throws it away. Like, obviously, there is another player there, but he could maybe go for, like, an aerial dribble to control it just a little bit more. That's the first of the saves there by First Killer. Not a lot of boost in the tank. Chronic going to throw it deep, but again, just kind of throwing the ball away. Beast Mode actually has to make a pretty crazy save, though. Which I'm not sure if he had to do that, but let's see it again. Atomic's on the rotation out. Atomic probably saves that. Yeah, he definitely does, but said Beast Mode's like, I'm just going to do Beast Mode things, so whatever. Let's go back to ApparentlyJack. We'll try and keep it on his view mostly. We'll change it up here or there, though. I'm going to try and look at chat here or there, but it's kind of hard. So right now, we'll probably play out this last 40. Not too much going on. And we'll look at chat and see if I missed anything. As we're live here. Got to alt-tab out. There we go. Should still be fine. Just hope everyone's doing all right. I'm just here chilling. Oh, they actually did score, so I forgot that they scored. So let's look at that. Look at that. All right, sorry. It's hard to look at chat at the same time. So let's go back just a little bit here. 35 on the clock. We got First Killer. Nice little double tap off the floor. Chronic putting on pressure. First Killer again trying to bump. And this is just a good play by Chronic to squeeze this ball in. Well done by him. Kind of a bad challenge by G2 as well, but they get the goal. Moving on. So I figured we should, so I want to try and do more of these things live, and especially when they're more long form, because they probably won't do incredibly well on YouTube, which is fine. But I think they are a good live thing, and then we can also make it into YouTube videos as well. Just try and, like, double up. So I hope everyone enjoys a little bit more long-form content. I know there's been a lot of power rankings lately. That should be going away. We should only have them, like, once a week-ish. But there we go. That is game number 1. And we'll move on to game number 2. Game number 2 should be this one. There we go. Forbidden Temple. So here we go. Let's go to ApparentlyJack. All right. Here we go. Game 2. He's got plenty of time here. He has Chronic on the wing, but doesn't go for the pass out to Chronic. He actually has it pretty open. Like, if he takes one touch here and then tries for, like, a 1v1 flick over to Chronic, he might have a shot here. But instead, just kind of throws it low. Just force a 50 out, and that 50 goes right to beast mode, so they lose early possession. Daniel's up. One of them will challenge. And that's the main thing, like, in ranked. When you're in that, like, champ to grand champ level where I'm at, so it's all about, there are plenty of players that can do things that are really good in the air, even at that level. When someone is in the air doing this, like Daniel is, you need someone to meet the ball as soon as possible. Make him make his move early. Then you have your other players behind them waiting for whatever comes out of that. It's much better than everyone just, let's all sit on the goal line or on the wall, wait till he does a flip reset. He's probably going to score because it's very hard to figure out exactly where the ball is going to go when he's going for one of those shots. So you want it to happen as soon as you possibly can. So this is where Chronic will go up and force Daniel to make an earlier move, and makes it a lot easier to play defense. Moving on, ApparentlyJack does not grab boost, kind of just in no man's land here. Probably should have just grabbed this boost. I assume it's there. It does bug sometimes, but I'm pretty sure it was there. Just clearing the wall, like First Killer was pressuring Daniel, it looks like. So First Killer's been up the field a lot. And we'll see if that will change after like next tournament, because it didn't really work against G2. So we'll see if any of that changes. Right here, it's another play where the ball is just getting away. The ball just slowly gets away. He's trying to pinch it on the wall, but Daniel's probably going to hit it either way. And the one thing I want to see out of these players on Gen.G is more of that 1v1 ability. Keep the ball closer to yourself, and then make either low 50s happen or make them miss by doing some of your 1v1 specialty moves, like with your flicks or whatever. But a lot of times the ball is just kind of getting away. And every single touch that gets slightly away, then there's G2. Just getting there, just throwing it right back onto the offensive half. Throughout this whole series, G2 had nearly 10 shots per game, and Gen.G had like 5. So, a lot of offensive pressure out by G2. A first killer again, trying for more bumps on Daniel, but Daniel comes off the wall early. So ApparentlyJack's just kind of waiting in the wings here. Again, like, what's the point if you're going to rotate, like half rotate, and you're like pseudo putting pressure on, I guess? Maybe Daniel has to worry about that 1v1 demo of like if he tries to pop it up and go for it. But like, it's just a lot of just like, I'm going to drive around. I'm not going to, like, why not jump and just get a 50-50 here? It's going to bounce off that back wall, but it'll give more time for his defenders. And it shouldn't be a problem for them. But I guess he just wanted the normal shot. But maybe because of the bumps coming out. To be fair, ApparentlyJack way smarter than me. So sometimes you got to give him a little bit here. But right here, like, Chronic makes the save. ApparentlyJack just... That's just a bad touch. And that's going to happen occasionally. Like, he wants that in the air. Like, he wants that way in that corner. Way up there. But he just throws it right down to beast mode. And that's a hit. He would definitely want that. All right. So, G2 still dominant. Nice small touch here. See, that's what I like more. Those 1v1 plays. He did kind of to do his flick a little too early. I think he expects Daniel to challenge him earlier. Maybe he's worried about the beast mode demo, I guess. So that's probably more what it is. The beast mode, he's coming off the wall. He doesn't want to get demoed out, so he jumps as quickly as he can to just kind of throw the ball forward. And that's a good play by beast mode because then it allows Daniel to have a much easier play afterwards. So this is not really like ApparentlyJack's fault. Maybe could have got a better flick, but he was trying to rush that as quickly as he can because if he gets demoed, then Daniel's got a free shot. All right, he's set up here with Chronic. Again, he gets pressured. So this play is him wanting to wait for a pass out of Chronic. But again, G2 with the pressure, and Atomic has been doing this a lot where he's chasing ApparentlyJack out of position. So once he's out of position, he's got to change what he has to do at this point. He's like, all right, now I'm too far forward. The only thing I can really do is go for a demo on Daniel. So that's what he does instead. He misses it because Daniel never jumps. So it just is what it is. A good demo there, but no boost for him. We'll get that back corner. Now just make a play here. Nice smaller touch there. That's better. But again, that first touch, great. No one's really pressuring him. Like, Atomic is kind of there. So maybe you kind of have to do it, but just keep the ball closer. And I think this is a lot of just small fakes out of G2 to think that ApparentlyJack has to hit this ball away. So beast mode's there, and the pressure continues. And that's one of the things when you're playing midfield defense, like if they don't use their 1v1 ability to get around you, and if they're just trying to half volley it out, it's very easy to keep the ball in the other half. So Chronic's going to get 2 touches on this, or at least try. So ApparentlyJack's just waiting for that play. Nice pass out to first killer there. That's what you need more. Some quick passes to get the ball out. Some misdirection. Chronic goes to the shot. Atomic, nice save. Well done by him. Let's actually go over to Atomic because this was a nice play. I think this is the save I'm thinking of. So Atomic's going up. He knows Chronic has an opportunity here, and that's just a good save. Nice read. Like, Chronic said to hit the ball lower, I guess, but at the same time, that's very, very difficult to do. But great save there by Atomic. Good positioning, all in all. More demos. Okay, first killer calls him off, trying to make the play. That was actually good, though. Nice little backflip out. And here, ApparentlyJack kind of just loses it a little bit. Probably wanted that ball to trap down a little bit lower for him. But it does turn into an opportunity for Chronic. Atomic, though, another great save here. Let's look at Atomic. Playing some good defense in this match. He's got to go up early. He's got to just read that beautifully. Just tucks it back away into the corner. Nicely done. And G2 gets the ball out. Again, here. Oh, these plays. You have all this pressure. And then just lob it right to Atomic. And it's like, oh, that just hurts. That just hurts. And I get it. It's hard to try and play fast and try and keep pressure. But a lot of these balls are just getting away. And that is just great positioning by a G2 squad of just being where they're supposed to be to make these plays happen. First killer's in a little bit of trouble here. ApparentlyJack's got to make this save. Oh. Oh, this one hurts. It's just, so I'm going to pause it where you can see where there's probably not going to be a lot of power. Right there. You can see there's not going to be probably a ton of power because Daniel's car is facing away from the ball. The only thing he can really do at this point, it's hard to see in this, but is get a lighter touch on it. He doesn't have the angle to actually get a lot of power on it, but like ApparentlyJack, he doesn't see that because, again, Rocket League's a very quick game. Makes sense. So he thinks he's got to jump early and guard that near post shot. So he jumps and then realizes that the ball is behind him and the ball sneaks in. And some of this is just because first killer is kind of left on an island. We go back here a little bit. So ApparentlyJack's just not getting a good touch. Now Chronic is getting beat by Daniel as well. I actually want to look at Chronic's point of view here and see exactly what happened on this corner. Goes up the wall. Oh, just gets bumped out. So this turns it into a 2v1, and first killer's got to try and make a play. He does not. We'll look at first killer too as well. Goes up. He doesn't go off the wall, which is kind of odd. So I think, like, out of all players on this play, I know ApparentlyJack has the weird save, but first killer could have cleared this ball out by going off the wall here. I think he thinks he has more time. Right there, like if he just hops off the wall, throws it to the right side, he's got Chronic wide open. No one else on that side of the field, except for Daniel. Like if Daniel turns around, sure, but he's probably not going to turn into anything crazy. But Atomic just comes out of nowhere on first killer, makes the play happen, and the ball just squeaks in. And we'll continue. So Daniel could have, like, been in a better position to shoot, probably there. So I understand why ApparentlyJack at first went that way. But the pre-jump, after seeing where Daniel's car is I think the problem there. Because based on how he jumps, you can kind of tell that it's going to be a weaker shot. But again, that's a split-second call, and you got to jump early, you know. So it's tough. It's a tough route. Of course, it's easier in hindsight, right? Like, oh, I should have done that, you know. There we go. Get a little bit of goal back. Style back here a little bit here. A little bit of awkwardness in the corner. Nice read there by ApparentlyJack. This is a double commit by G2. And he Goomba stops beast mode, so well done there. And Gen.G at least pulls within one. But mostly just G2 finally double committed. And honestly, we got a little bit lucky with that beast mode Goomba stomp as well. Chronic out to ApparentlyJack. Not a terrible shot. Probably wanted it higher. We're going to like play this one out a little bit. Some small, easy saves here. There we go. ApparentlyJack going off. Probably doesn't get the touch he wants again there a little bit. But Daniel does meet him pretty early. Throws it away. But yeah, these first two games, I think a lot of it is just G2, great positioning to be in the right spot. But Gen.G also not keeping the ball close enough to their cars, probably because they feel that pressure of G2, right? You feel like you have to get rid of it so quickly. But those were a lot of these small mistakes, I think. And that will lead to a lot of pressure by G2. Like G2, oh, I forgot that I also have that on there. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, we got 5 shots, 3 and 2, 3, 3, 1, 10 to 7. This was probably the closest game in the entire match out of all of them. But G2 does get the win. For the YouTube purposes, this won this video, and we'll get into games 3 and 4 for tomorrow. So please stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.